Immigration policies in the United States have been a contentious issue for many years. President Barack Obama's decision to fix what are perceived as weaknesses in these policies have created a firestorm with critics. Carmina Constantino explains what these issues are.
When U.S. President Barack Obama took office in 2009, he declared one of his priorities would be to fix America's broken immigration policy. And with 2 years left in the White House, he decided to take the matter into his own hands. But how does the U.S. immigration system work anyway, and why does it need fixing? First, the basics. The Immigration and Naturalization Act, the body of law governing current immigration policy, has four major goals. First, it serves to reunite families by admitting immigrants who have family members living in the U.S. Second, it seeks to admit workers with skills that are valuable to the U.S. economy. Third, it serves to protect refugees. And finally, it promotes diversity. The law provides for an annual worldwide limit of 675,000 permanent immigrants, with certain exceptions for close family members. Congress and the President determine a separate number for refugee admissions. And with the ever-growing number of immigrants in the U.S., the system, many say, have become outdated and inadequate to meet the needs of the U.S. in the 21st century. The outdated immigration system has created many issues, among them arbitrary visa caps that divide families and hurt American businesses, lengthy visa and citizenship applications, 11 or 12 million undocumented immigrants living in limbo inside the U.S., and the deterioration of workplace conditions. A new immigration law did pass the then democratically controlled Senate. That was last year, but the Republican House of Representatives blocked it and failed to agree on its own alternative proposal. Analysts say Obama's move to overhaul the system with an executive action and without congressional approval may have unleashed a political firestorm between the White House and the Congress in coming months. Republicans cannot block a presidential decree, but they sure can make Obama's last 2 years in office extremely difficult.
Let's get more reactions to changes in the U.S. immigration system. We have on the line now Ms. Loida Nicolas Lewis. She's the national chairperson of the U.S. Pinoys for Good Governance. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, good evening. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I believe it's, is it evening there in New York?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, thank you very much for taking our call. We just want to ask you just a few questions on the recent announcement and statements of U.S. President Barack Obama. Now, this move is being welcomed by your organization, Ms. Lewis?
Absolutely, not only by my organization, the entire Filipino-American community are applauding President Obama for this brave act. First of all, because Congress has been useless, and President Obama is not the first to do this executive order. All previous presidents, both the Republican, Reagan, Bush, the two Bushes, President Clinton, have issued presidential decrees affecting immigration. So the Republicans are out of order.
But of course, there still remains a problem even if those past presidents issued executive orders. And there have been challenges this early, even before the implementation of the program. We have Republicans coming out already saying that they are going to block this program. Now, what's your reaction to that?
Well, Republicans are going to feel it by 2016, the next election, simply because they are out of touch. The 11 million undocumented, undocumented migrants are already in the United States. They have contributed to the country, although because they have no papers, they are being exploited, many of them, and therefore this act of the president is very humane. Stop this madness. And secondly, especially for the DACA, I mean, these are the those who enter the United States underage.
Right.
Did not know that they were here in the United States illegally. This is where they have grown up. They are Americans for all intents and purposes. And one of them is very prominent, a Filipino. Jose Antonio Vargas. So he is going to be affected by this in a very positive way by this presidential decree. So the Republicans can shout and claim, bloody murder, but President Obama should be applauded. He is in a way like Abraham Lincoln, emancipating our TNT, tago ng tago, Filipino.
Ms. Lewis, of course, you mentioned DACA, which is the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, and a lot more immigrants are going to be possibly benefiting from this program after what Obama has announced, of course, with the expansion of DACA. But going back to the Republicans, aside from hitting them in the polls, what could be a possible counter effort by your organization or immigrants in the Republicans' plan of blocking this plan of the Obama administration?
Well, I have issued out, and I'm encouraging also NAFA, National Federation of Filipino American Associations, first positively to rain thank you, show our gratitude to the White House for his very brave proclamation or executive order. As far as the Republicans is concerned, I'm also issuing a call to all Filipino Americans and, in fact, to all people of color, especially the Latino, to register and show their power, vote, because that will be very crucial in this coming election. That is the way to counteract this very negative, very anti-human, for me, actions by the Republicans.
Ms. Lewis, with this planned program of the Obama administration, it's not going to be implemented yet, but once it is implemented and the government comes out with the guidelines and the rules and regulation in applying and being covered by the program, how many undocumented Filipinos may benefit from this?
Officially, they are saying 200,000, if not more, but probably it's double the number. Because they are undocumented, it's a little hard to really give a real number. So it could be as big as 500,000.
Mm-hmm. Almost 500,000 if your estimates are correct.
It could be as big as that. But officially, when we talk about undocumented Filipinos, it's around 200,000. Mm-hmm. That is the number given out by Senator Schumer because he was in favor of granting TPS, temporary protective status, to all Filipinos who are here illegally in the United States by reason of the Typhoon Yolanda or Typhoon Haiyan.
I'm just curious, Ms. Lewis, we're talking about undocumented Filipinos who have to register and apply for this program. Won't these people hesitate to have themselves identified as undocumented with that concern of President Obama only having just a couple of more years before his term ends? And, well, this far, we still don't know, of course, if the next president is going to continue this program or not. But will that somehow be a discouraging point for some of those undocumented Filipinos who finally have themselves documented and the U.S. government knowing where they are, where they will be staying, and where they will be working?
You are right. There could be, Filipinos who are always afraid of doing, the right thing could possibly refuse to be registered. All I'm telling them is that here is a chance for them to get work authorization. Then they can at least legalize their stay. And after that, because they are now in status, they could change it to becoming a permanent resident, becoming a non-immigrant, with the different kinds of non-immigrant visa, but it's working visa. By being in status and being legal, they can move into the immigration system into another status. But if they're going to be very afraid, then it is to their disadvantage. And why are they predicting that the next president would be Republican and thus would have the power to eliminate or repeal this presidential order? For all they know, it could be another Democrat, especially that Hillary Clinton is looming large in the horizon.
Ms. Loida Nicolas Lewis, the chairperson of US Pinoys for Good Governance. Ma'am, thank you very much again for talking to us.
Thank you. Salamat.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, Lou Tancinco, an immigration lawyer in the U.S., says more undocumented Filipinos will benefit from Obama's executive action. Tancinco says some 400,000 more visas for skilled workers are expected to be made available in the U.S. Tancinco, however, says a new policy may only exist within 3 years unless a new law is passed.
In 3 years, if we will have a different president, they can always revoke whatever executive action has actually been implemented in the last 3 years. But if there's going to be a comprehensive immigration reform, which is what President Obama has said today, he's going to work with the Congress, then it will be best for our Filipino immigrants and those who have been looking forward to immigration reform.
Let's now go to Lexi Schultz to tell us about what's trending on the internet and the latest